Hello and welcome to today's video. This time we'll be taking a look through my collection of vintage paperback postcards. Now these were first released back at the tail end of the 1990s, 96, 97, and I checked and they're actually still going today. Now I've got about 190 of these to go through, but the series is almost double that now. So we'll have a look at the ones that I've got right now, and I've even got some of the books that are featured. So sit back, relax, and let's get to it. Okay then, so we'll start off with this one. Well, this is, I believe, PC number 1001. So this is a postcard number 1, and these were published by Pulp Cards. Now they do have a website, which I will link to down below in the description, and I used to sell these in my shop in the sort of the mid-90s, I think 96, 97, and back then, and I've just checked my collection, I've got 190 different ones of these, but I think there are up to about 360 now, so I'm not sure if the creator is still doing these. But what he did was he would scan an original book on his computer and then carefully touch it up to make the postcards appear as good as the books would possibly be. So here is the very first one here, Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, an absolute classic. Now also he does list the cover artist as well, so Earl Berge in this particular case, 1950, for a classic popular library, and there is my actual original copy of that very, very nice book. Not quite as nice condition as that, but I'm sure you'll agree it's a real nice one, that. And yeah, I've got a few of these, not many, but a few, and if I've got them I shall show them. We've got the Case of the Crumpled Dave. So these are in rough order numerically as they were released, but I used to have these all in a big binder, and some of the larger format ones, which we'll see in a minute, are well, they were slightly out of position, but not a lot, so it doesn't really matter, does it? So we've got the Case of the Crumpled Knave there, Anthony Boucher. We've got the Green Girl. That's an Avon science fiction. So there'll be quite a bit of SF here. In fact, all genres are represented. That's a science fiction one there. Good stuff. Let's just see who did the artwork on those. Those Avon artworks really, yes, the cover artist not known. It's really distinctive though, isn't it? That's a classic one. So this is a subject that turns up a lot, of course, which is drug use. It's as simple as that, particularly in vintage paperbacks. You've got the different genres, drug use, science fiction, you've got juvenile delinquency. We'll see examples of all of these, but that is a particularly gorgeous cover. Robert Maguire, yeah, so one of the greats there. This is Adele, not one that I've got. I do collect the Adele books. This is Invasion from Mars, selected by Orson Welles. Got the classic matte back, but of course these have got plain backs because they are postcards. Another Avon here, Bachelor's Guide to the Opposite Sex. France's sauciest illustrator, ooh la la. Another nice one there, Kiss Me Quick. I think that might be a Maguire. This is a Monarch. Yeah, Robert Maguire. Don't think I've got that one. A Hell of a Woman. Absolutely classic Jim Thompson book from Lion. I'd love to collect him, but it's just so expensive. Morgan Kane did the artwork of that. They're all so expensive, so I think the best way to read him nowadays is in, I think it was Black Lizard did some reprints of him. Shameless Honeymoon. A pyramid. Quite interesting cover. Quite like the guy there having a shave there in the background. Fantastic. So this is, I guess this is a pulp or a digest. Fantastic. Yeah, New Tales of Fantasy and Science Fiction. And a classic novel by Raymond Chandler. Barry Phillips did the cover there. The Flying Eyes. Another Monarch. A terrifying tale of horror in the skies. John Schumer. Nautipus. So this is one of those ones by Clyde Allison. They're all quite collectible. 008 was the character. It was sort of like a sexy James Bond. Highly collectible. Yeah, Robert Bonfils yeah, Bonfils, that's his name. Yeah, he did loads of these sorts of covers and highly collected in his own right. I remember, you know, back in the day, 20 years ago, you could pick those books up at a reasonable price, but not nowadays. They're just a fortune. A real classic here, Big Sleep, Chandler, Avon. What a classic. Paul Stair did the cover there. What an absolute classic that. This is one of those ones. It's I believe it's a Reginald Heed jacket, Spoiled Lives. Yeah, Reginald Heed. He did a few of these. That's I have got one odd one. I haven't got that one though. They're very expensive. Confessions of a Psychiatrist. This is a Beacon, quite an early one. A Beacon 184. A Beacon First Award original novel. Henry Louis Nixon. Unknown cover artist there. It's a classic, Marijuana Girl. Another Beacon. Santos, it says, was the artist of that. Arizona Roundup. That also, yeah, a Western monthly. A Western novel monthly. I was going to say it looks more like a digest, doesn't it? Arizona Roundup. Another absolutely gorgeous vintage paperback, worth a lot of money. This is one from the Dell 10 centres. There was about, I think there was about 50 or 60 Dell 10 centres, of which there's maybe 4 that are super collectible. This is one of them. They do turn up though. They do turn up. Bill Fleming was the cover artist on that. William Irish. Rock and Roll Gal. Ernie Weatherall. It's another little subgenre. Owen Kempham. Gold medal here. Women's Barracks. The frank autobiography of a French girl soldier. Here's another Dell 10 Centre. There we are, the 10 cent in the corner. This is Robert Heinlein's Universe. What a fantastic jacket that is, isn't it? As I said, you can get these. They're not ridiculous money. They are out there, those 10 centres. Another Avon here, an A Merit. The Moon Pool. Once again, the Avons are around. You can definitely find these still without too much trouble. Another William Irish. I Married a Dead Man. Brilliant, these. I love these. And what a jacket this is. Look at that. Behind the Flying Saucers, another popular library. Earl Burgee. What a great jacket that is, isn't it? Wow. Another classic. I'd love to get this one in my Dell collection. The Invisible Man. A lot of the Dell covers had like airbrushed artwork. And this is an example of that. Gerald Gregg did the cover artwork on that one. Floyd Dell, Love in Greenwich Village. Another Avon, an Avon Modern Short Story Monthly. There we are. So I guess that's like a digesty style one. Small Talk, that's probably quite a scarce pocketbook here. It's $6.82. Bit of an unusual choice, that. This one probably really collectible, but I'm not sure. How to Build and Operate a Model Railway. I've never seen it in the flesh, but I bet you that's worth a few pounds. And this one I actually do have because it's an absolute favourite of mine, Revolt of the Triffids. So it's the American edition of Day of the Triffids there, and it's there it is in all its glory. Very, very nice. One of my absolute favourite covers. I think the definition on the original is actually better than on the postcard. Lovers in a Doomed World. Fantastic stuff though. Definitely one of my all-time favourite jackets. The detail in it is just incredible. Ruby Ayres, Afterglow. This is another Dell, but it's a Dell romance because they've got that little heart in the keyhole down there, which they're different emblems for different genres. Operation Interstellar, George Smith. Malcolm Smith did the cover artwork. Candidate for Love, another Dell romance. Look at that with the heart in. Maisie Gregg. What a beautiful jacket again. Joe Gregg. Fantastic. So that's like a pulp or magazine cover. Quite nice. Robert Frankenberg. It says February 1953. That magazine was dated. That's another classic Avon. I wouldn't mind getting this one. I've always liked the look of this one. An Earthman on Venus. Very, very good indeed. Cover artist not known. Still pick that up. So, Virtuous Girl. Maxwell Bondenheim. Another Avon. Phillips and Troger, it says there. Now this one's really nice. So this is the American first edition of The Body Snatchers by Jack Finney. Now I don't have that, but I do have the British first edition, which I just thought I'd show you for a bit of fun, because it's interesting that this obviously came out before the British one, but the cover artist was probably sent a copy of the American one, and it's interesting that they're both carrying a woman, don't you think? Very, very unusual. That one really still quite a scarce book, but published over here by Beacon UK, not Beacon US. So I thought you might like to see that one while we had these out. Tomcat in Tights, Jack Handley. 1951, artist unknown. Jailbait Street. Hal Ellison, right, yes, author of Duke and Tomboy. Ray Johnson, 1963. So a bit bigger, that one, so it's a taller format postcard, as is this one. Oh, another absolute beauty. What a classic, look at that, Recoil. Jim Thompson again. Is it Maguire? Yeah, Robert Maguire. In fact, he signed that one under her hair there. What a gorgeous, gorgeous jacket. Another Raymond Chandler. Avon, Fingerman. See, back in the 90s, when these were first being printed, the books I think that were partly being chosen were all highly collectible, not just for their cover artists, I don't think. They were just collectible books. The market's changed a bit since then. It certainly has, 20 plus years later. Doreen Manners, Sin Street. This is a Pyramid. Pyramid Books, 1951. Kiss Me, You Fool. A lip-smacking 4-stage report on the loving art of kissmanship. Can you believe it? What a cracker. So apparently the chap who put these together, I forget, I can't remember his name, he apparently had a collection of 20,000 vintage paperbacks, originals, a lot of which he's sold now, but you can still buy these from the website, and I believe on places like Etsy he sells them as well. This is a Beacon here, Ori Hit. Cool South 3300. Ask for Molly. I remember I'd said I used to sell these in the 90s in my shop on a postcard spinner, and I used to get mine wholesale from Zardoz Books, Morris, who's of course still around today, as All You Need Is Books, but I don't believe he's got any stock of these at all. I don't believe he does these anymore. Showgirl Cartoons and Photographs. Avon. 1955, an unknown. The Shadow and the Voice of Murder. This is an early Bantam books. Look at that logo down there. The Bantam 21 from 1940. It says Artist Rosen with a question mark next to it. I mean, that's really sort of classic Shadow, that, isn't it? Wow. That's a nice one. The Flying Saucers Are Real, apparently, according to Donald Kehoe. This is in gold medal. Frank Tinsley did the cover artwork. I don't think I've got that. Basement Gang, David Williams. Look at that. Another Beacon. A daring novel of reefer smoke, reckless thrills, and the wild love of boys and girls of the city streets. Kathy was a virgin when they led her down the steps. God, what a jacket. 1959. Wow. Margie is for Lovin'. Watkins White. Nice jacket. 1950 again. Rose Wald was the artist. This is a favourite of mine. This is another Dell. Dell 542. And who's the artist on this? Was Robert Stanley. So you'll see this is displayed twice, because the first time she was a little risque, shall we say. So they re-released it with the, she was a bit more buttoned up. And I do actually have the buttoned up version. So there she is. There's the buttoned up version. I haven't got the slightly more risque version where she's unbuttoned. I guess they were getting a bit of controversy. And it is quite a bit revealed there, isn't there, on that one? And then completely changed. Very good. Excellent stuff. I love that sort of stuff. You're invited to our orgy. Well, okay. This is a Lancer from 1963. I think it's more, not a sex book per se or a sleaze book. I think it's more comedy than anything else. Now, there's a classic and a half, isn't it? Look at that. Junkie by William Lee. Ace Double, D15. Al Rossi did that classic jacket. And, of course, there's the British digit version of that, which sadly I've not got. Hatlow's Inferno, another Avon. Good stuff. It Ain't Hay, David Dodge, another Dell map back with crime map on the back. It's such a shame that we haven't got the maps on these, but you know what they look like. Here's, on that one, that's what the maps look like. They're all very, very similar to that, and I love them. Absolutely love the Dell map backs. The Wicked and the Warped, Max Alf. Wow, wow, wow. This is a Berkeley, 1955. Artist is Copeland. Men Are Such Fools, another Dell romance, Faith Baldwin. Let's Make Merry, Jack Hanley. A Gentleman's Guide to Seduction in 8 Easy Lessons. Well, there you go. And that is a photograph cover. Black Mask magazine. Look at that. What a great cover that one is. When's this date from? 1943. Rafael de Soto did the artwork. Look at that. What a great, great jacket that is, isn't it? Wow-wee. Teenage cartoons and jokes. Well, it is what it is. I guess it might be quite a scarce Avon. Just a comedy one. Help Wanted, male. Thomas Stone. Look at that. Wanted, someone to give me my special kind of love. Wow. Peter Dribbin. 1950. Greenwich Village Girl. Wow. Photo cover again. 1949. Why Get Married? She thought she knew it all. Token West. It's a Red Circle book. I don't got any of those. 1949. Louise Alston was the artist. Leg Artist. Love Life of a Model. Jean Harvey. Another Red Circle from 1949. Girls Out of Hell. A brand new novel by Joe Weiss. A Falcon book. Girls Out of Hell. 1952. George Gross did the artwork there. Plaything of Passion. Jeanette Rivera. This is one of those ones with that beautiful, beautiful Reginald Heed jacket. It's 1951. A Plaything of Passion. Oh, another one here. Coffin for a Cutie. Spike Morelli. Very, very expensive, these ones. Another one with a Reginald Heed jacket. This is a British one, of course, 1950. It's got the 1 and 6. Apple Green Cat. Francis Crane. Popular Library, 1951. Rudolph Belarski did the artwork there. James Hadley Chase, A Familiar Name, The Marijuana Mob. Figure it out for yourself. Look at that. This is 1952, that one. Pushover. This is a Beacon again. Beacon 380, Pushover by Ori Hitt. The Torrid Tale of a Town More Wicked Than Peyton Place. Wow. 1961, that. What a great jacket that one is. The keyhole going on. The Old Battle Axe. Elizabeth Saxe Holding. Look at that. She wasn't ready for death. Well, no. Rudolph Brolatsky, 1950, that one. Strange Sisters. A Lion original. She dared enter a lesbian world. Fletcher Flora, 1954. Teen Temptress, Bart Michaels. The Domino books. Not seen those before. Little domino in the logo there. She had the experience of an older woman, the morals of a she-wolf, and a whole high school for her wanton playground. They're always wanton, aren't they? 1964. The Gods Hate Kansas, Joseph Millard. Jack Thurston, 1964 again. Yeah, the artwork looks vaguely familiar, that. I'm not sure where I might have seen that before. Bedroom Eyes. Maurice Decobra. A lady's man, a naughty wife, a wicked mistress. 1949. Peter Driven. Look at that, what a classic that is. Look, Pocketbooks 452, Dracula. Very, very nice. Vintage paperback, that one. 1947. Says Bear Phillips as the cover artist, question mark. Gutter Gang. They came from filthy slums where even their dreams were dirty. J. de Becker. Great jacket on that one. Walter Popp, 1954. The Golden Amazon, a Harlequin science fiction. John Russell Fearn. Great, great jacket, that one. 1953, Paul Anna Solp. What a jacket. Whizbang Annual, 1940. Don't know much about that. James Trembath did the jacket. Look at that. Oh, how cool is that? Weird Tales. Very, very nice indeed. All the Weird Tales from this period are just knockout. Margaret Brundage did that from 1937. Oh, I'd love to have a run of those. Let's Twist. A Pyramid. The sensational dance craze that's sweeping the world. By George Carpoza Jr. Plus instructions for dancing the twist. 16 pages of photographs of the twist and other dance craze as well. I must rush out and get this right now. 1962. Oh, a drug one. The Needle. Man or woman, sister or brother, her lust knew no bounds. Sloane Britton. And this is a really collectible one, you can imagine, because look, you've got the, was that heroin or something, and a syringe. It's a syringe cover. Piteously exposes the depravity of the true addict who takes lovers without number, performs every heinous vice in order to embrace her one true love, the needle. Blimmin' heck. 1959. Well, I think I need to lie down. Carnival of Love, Anthony Scott. It happened in New Orleans. A Red Circle. 1949, Ray Johnson. There is a genre of collector, or a branch of collector, who they do collect books around carnivals and circuses. There is an area of collecting, believe it or not. The From Unknown Worlds, an anthology of modern fantasy for grown-ups. Now that's got a jacket by Ed Cartier by the look of it. Very, very bizarre. Looks more like a magazine cover, 1948. That one. Warped Women, Jane Pritchard. Strange love stripped them of all decency. Once over the line, they could not stop. Blimey. 1956. Robert Stanley doing the artwork there. House of Flesh, Bruno Fischer, another gold key. What a great jacket that is. The gun didn't scare him, nor the house, but Layla did. 1950, The House of Flesh. They did some great books. Gold medal. Venus Books, Loverboy, Sacrifice, by Harmon Bellamy. George Gross, 1950, did the cover. D for Delinquent. Well, that's a classic, isn't it? Bud Clifton. She Was Strictly for the Boys. This is an ace. Bernard Barton, 1958. Anybody's Girl, March Hastings. This is a Midwood one, so she was anybody's girl. March Hastings, quite collectible these days. A cover art by Paul Radar, so quite a collectible pairing there. So this one once again looks a bit. Oh, it's a beeline. Okay, Jetman meets Mad Madam, Hardly Savage. Oh, pretty awful that. 1966. Pretty awful jacket. That's not a classic, is it? Ed Noonan, The Bouncing Betty, Michael Avallone. She was a beautiful mattress tester. Oh, she was a beautiful mattress tester, and she bounced our private eye into a double bed of trouble. Wow. It's a Michael Avallone classic, that, isn't it? Wow, wowee. Bouncing Betty. Freeman Elliott from 1956. Lovely jacket. One Night with Diane. Passion in a Trailer Camp. Harvey Jones. 1950, George Gross doing the cover art there. Special monster issue of Super Science Fiction. Okay, that's really of its day, that, isn't it? Look at this, 1959. Wow. There's something about that period, isn't there? Just brilliant. Oh, look, here's a second one. Look, it's the same magazine. Super Science Fiction, the second monster issue. This must be the exact follow-up. Another great jacket. It's got one by Robert Silverberg, The Day the Monsters Broke Loose. 1959. Oh, here's another one. That third issue, so I didn't realise they did all these. Monsters That Were Once Men. Planet of the Angry Giants. They're great, aren't they? And here, look, this must be number 4. Super Science Fiction. They're great, aren't they? Now there's a classic and a half, isn't it? Look at that. Reformed Schoolgirl. Felice Swados. A Divorcee Romance novel, number 1. Very collectible book, that one. Very collectible indeed. 1948. Expect to pay a few pounds for that one. Sadly, I've not got a copy. Another highly collectible book. I Was a Drug Addict. Leroy Street. Probably very difficult to find in high grade with this black cover. Look at him, they're actually injecting on the cover. Those eyes, look at those eyes. Wow. 1954, cover artist was Julian Paul. Amazing Stories. A new novel by Rog Phillips. Man sought the secret of eternal life in this empire of women. John Fletcher. Great jacket there. Lawrence. Actually, when was the year of that one? 1952, that was. Fever Hot. John Bulmer. 1951, George Gross artwork again. Lust is a Woman. Charles Williford. Okay, a beacon. The story of Maria, who wanted desperately to become a movie star. Did she indeed? Miccarelli, 1958. Fraternity of Shame by Andrew Shaw. Now, Andrew Shaw, in a lot of cases, was a pseudonym for Lawrence Block, the crime writer. 1966, a leisure book. Home Sewing, a complete guide. a pocketbook special. I think these must be included because they must be just super scarce, you know. 1952, they must be really scarce pocketbooks or something like that. Love Story, although it's nice that we got the variety. Love Story magazine, Street and Smith here, 10 cents. This is an early one, isn't it? 1940. Cover artist Modest Stein. We are over halfway now, you'll be pleased to hear. Oh, look at that, that's a British one there. That's Science Fantasy. That's one of the very early issues. Yeah, 1951. It's amongst the first 4, I believe, that particular jacket. It might even be number 1. The Man from Camp. Don Holliday. 1966, yeah, Robert Bonfils, they reckon, is the cover artist there. I think there was a few of those in that series. Not something that appeals to me. Adventure. Look at that. W.C. Tuttle. A hash knife novel. Look at that jacket. 1934. Walter Baumholder. The artist, 1934, that one. Look at that. An exotic novel by Jean Harvey, Passion's Slave. Profusely illustrated, wow. 1950, George Gross cover. Holiday Gay. The Man from Camp Comes for Christmas. So it's the same series that we saw just now. 1967, Robert Bonfils jacket. Like Wild. Eric Allen. She wanted a man just like her sister had, so she took him. George Erickson doing the cover art. Hot Date. Shame Girl. Elliot Storm. Why did she offer herself to any man? Red Circle. 1949. Ray Johnson did the cover art. One Night with Nancy. Wilson Collinson. A Beautiful Girl, an Amorous Male, A Great Weekend. Wow, One Night with Nancy. Hey, look at him stuck under the bed there. 1949, Peter Dribbin did the artwork. Oh, that's cool, isn't it? Lost City of the Damned. Danger, adventure, and forbidden thrills awaited them in the Lost City of the Damned. Alec Riviere. Albert Neutzel. Strange Hungers. Richard Polk. An original first nighter. FN. Eric Stanton. The master of the dominated males, shall we say. Calling All Girls. Stories, comics, things to do. Published by the publishers of Parents Magazine. Look at that. Cool, that Sunday looks nice, doesn't it? Freeman Elliott, 1956. Compact for the Modern Girl. Another young ladies magazine. Freeman Elliott again, 1951. The Haploids, Jerry Soule. A Lion book here, Lion 118. Oh, blimey, look, he's got a syringe. It's going in the guy's eye. One Woman Leads a War Between the Sexes. A fantastic novel of science fiction, The Haploids. Well, what can you say about that? I'm shocked. 1953, Rafael de Soto did that cover. Blimey O'Reilly. The Virgin and the Barfly, Gerald Foster. George Gross, 1950. Go Man Go, a novel of lawless hot rodders, Edward Durow. That's pretty cool. Sort of bordering on the juvenile delinquency, isn't it? Lou Macaretti, 1959. Tempted, An Adventure in Passion, Luther Gordon. Road Wild. Hot Rod Sinners, Don Elliott. 1962. John Dewar. Wasn't Don Elliott a pseudonym of like Robert Silverberg or someone like that? I seem to recall. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to pop these just to one side because we need room for another pile. So this is an absolute great one there. A Signet, I, Robot by Isaac Asimov. Absolutely great one there. Haven't got that one. I've got a couple of his in Signet and they're really low grade, but I haven't got I, Robot. Robert Schultz, 1956. That one. Don't know if I can get 3 columns in. Just about. Look at that. Just about get 3 columns in. Home to Harlem, Claude Mackay. Once again, quite a collectible little subgenre, this. 1951, Ray Johnson. Look at that. What a gorgeous one. Beyond Desire. Albert L. Quant. Look at that. Syringe cover again. But it's the girl there with that hand up over her face. Wow, wow, wow. A revealing story of dope, sin, and shattered dreams. 1952, Robert Schultz did the cover on that one. Freak Out on Sunset Strip, Mike Rogers. Fags, Freaks, and the Famous Turn the Street into a Hippie Hell, a Greenleaf classic. Freak Out on Sunset Strip, well there you go. 1967, sort of the height of flower power, I guess. Twilight Girls, Down with Men. That was the battle cry of the vivacious, lady-lusting League of Amazons. Okay. An epic original by Judson Gray, rather. Twilight Girls, cover artist Doug Weaver, 1962. Wow, look at that. Take It and Like It. Spike Morelli with the gloves off. And I do actually have that one. There it is. There's the original. So, quite a scarce one, as you can see. This is an original Heed jacket. And there we are, signed there. Archer. Quite collectible, as you can imagine, because of those absolutely amazing jackets. And these do sell for a few pounds. And this one's absolute minters. Absolutely mint unread, that. Yes, very, very nice. Another great one there, Donovan's Brain. I've got to get myself a copy of this. A Bantam. Oh, that's brilliant, isn't it? Charles Binger. Was that 1950? Actually, what year was the Take It and Like It? That was about that year, wasn't it? 1951, yeah, 51, and that was 1950. Her Candle Burns Hot, Hodge Evans. On her wedding night, a strange man walked in. George Gross, 1951. A Woman of 40, Desmond Hall. Bernard Barton. God, some of these are just incredible, aren't they? Popular Library, that was. Sinful Cowboy, Ted Abrams. Robert Bonfils again. We just move these out. I mean, we're only looking at the one pile. I'd rather just have the two pages clearly seen, I think. The 2 stacks. Another absolute classic. Naked on Roller Skates, another one on my wants list. Just for the title, it's just brilliant. Max Bodenheim, 1950. Peter Dribbum. It's the cover artist. You just can't beat this sort of stuff. A Woman Must Love, Sheldon Lord. And Midwood. Paul Radar from 1960. Life Loves a Meatloaf, Carl Randall. A cookbook for the bachelor-minded male. 1964. Wicked. She was easy with her kisses and free with her charms. Steady on, girl. Luther Gordon. 1949, George Gross cover. Quickie. Oh, what a gal was Quickie. 1950, George Grouse. He did loads of them, didn't he? It Happened in Hawaii, Carson Bingham. Monarch Books. Tom Miller, 1961. Kiss My Fist, James Hadley Chase. Blimey O'Reilly. The saga of a racket big shot who lived, loved and died the hard way. Avon Books, 1952, Ray Johnson. Hot Bullets for Love, a complete $2 mystery novel. Gentry Nyland. 1943, Peter Dribbin. Love Cheat, a novel packed with exotic thrills. Luther Gordon. 1949, George Grouse again. Leather, Andrew Shaw, so that'll be a Robert Bloch again. The prison was a hellhole where trustees wore leather. Robert Bonfils, 1966. Tawny, Ori Hit, another Beacon. She was a cheap tramp, but she was a luscious woman, and he wanted her. Darcy, 1959. I think that's quite collectible, that one. Come Sin With Me, Gail Jordan. Look at her, coming up the steps. A young temptress and carefree, she abandoned herself to love. Walter Pop, 1949. Don't Ever Love Me, Octavius Roy Cohen. What a great jacket that is. She was lovable, kissable and killable. Oh dear. 1951, Rudolph Belarski. Men Cast a Net for Her, Virgin with Butterflies. Tom Powers, a Harlequin. Harlequin Books. Cy Heel from 1949. The Lolita Lovers, Monarch, John Clark. Another great jacket. I like these sort of urban street scene jackets. They do appeal to me. They lived for violence, sin and sensation. Rafael de Soto, 1962. I'll Get Mine, Thurston Scott said. She loved men, money and marijuana. Wow. Another great jacket. A. Leslie Voss, 1952. Boy Hungry. These are some JD ones, aren't they? Juvenile delinquency ones. Carvin Wilkes, the story of a girl who learned about love the hard way. Boy Hungry. Kate Nickerson. Rudy Nappy, 1953. Wild Weekend. Henry Ellsworth. Buck Us In, where the boys and girls go for fun and games. Lou Marchetti, 1963. Don't Push Me Around, Elliot Gilbert. With Her a Wedding Ring Didn't Count. 1955, Ray Johnson. Girl Hungry, The Transgressor, the story of a boy who learned about life from women. Nice busy cover that, isn't it? That would have taken some time. 1953, Rudy Nappy again. Cats Prowl at Night, a nice Dell mystery there. A.A. Fair. 1949, it was Joe Gregg airbrush cover. Lovely. Don't Get In My Way. Rocket in the Night. Life and Love in the Movie Colony. The Movie Colony. Ray Johnson, 1955. I Like It Tough. James Howard. Sweet as Sin and Twice as Dangerous. 1955, Ray Johnson. Reckless, Pleasure Bound. Kermit Wells. Another great jacket there. George Grouse, 1953. We're seeing loads of his. Loads. Like Crazy Man. This was like a nightstand book. Richard E. Geis. A classic book. And there it is. There's the original. I got a little run of nightstand books years ago, and they were all like virtually unread like these. So very, very nice indeed. August 60, that one. So yeah, quite a collectible little book, that one. It's nice to see the originals. That's the last of the original books I've got that tie in with the postcards, but it's yeah, it's quite a collectible one, that. Don't Come Crying to Me, William Ard. Okay, I wouldn't. He couldn't say no to a beautiful dame. 1955. I'll Get You, James Howard. All She Had to Offer Was Trouble. Wow, blimey. 1954. Flesh Pots of Malibu. That was quite early, 1949. I looked earlier than that. Human. 15 stories by the world's great writers of science fiction for the first time in any anthology. Look at that. Introduction by Frederick Brown. What a great... Look at that. That is really, really cool. I love it. A lion one. That looks great. I've got to put that on my wants list. Raphael de Soto, 1954. I think I'm going to try and find a copy of that one. She'll Get Hers. Monarch Books. Look at that. She'll Get Hers. Raphael de Soto, 1960. A really sincere guy. He cheated, but he refused to compromise. A Pyramid Book, 1959. A Tiger in Haight-Ashbury. Oh, wow. A savage novel of violence, sex and insurrection. The hippie world explodes. Will blow your mind. Writer's World. 1967, yeah, it's the Summer Love. Play Rough. A brand new novel by Rick Wayne. A sensational novel of a rat who wanted a woman to share with his underworld rivals. Blimey. Play Rough, 1952. George Gross. The Third Sex. It's one of those lesbian ones that were around. It was a genre back then. Still quite collectible today. Captain Billy's Whiz Bang. Yeah, cartoons, 1955. Oh, look at that. This is a British ski-on. Spawn of Space. Franz Harcom. 1951. Self-Made Woman, another Dell romance. Look at that. Faith Baldwin. 1947. The Hellcats. Robert F. Slotzer. Voluptuous girls eager to kill and love. Only the strongest man could tame them. A biker one there, 1968. Hollywood Stud, J.D. Blake, 1966. Beach Party, Lovers No More. One Kiss Won't Wreck You, he said. Venus Books. Peggy Gaddis, 1950. Unknown cover artist. Mad Woman, Emily Harvin. Look at that syringe coming in there. Avon again, 1951. Unknown cover artist. Surfside Sex, George Snyder. Surf bums living with savage passions and raw desire. Those surfers, you know. 1966. Cover artist unknown. Pajama Party. 5 luscious campus cuties on a no-holds-barred spree. Wow. Paul Radar, 1963. Hippie Harlot, Tom O'Brien. The hippie art colony produced all kinds of art, but some of the byproducts couldn't be shown in any art gallery. 1967 again, they certainly were cashing in, weren't they, on the trends of the day. Reefer Club, Luke Roberts, look at that. A glimpse into the lives of our lost generation. The girl was the slave of marijuana, yet was she wholly bad. 1953, cover artist Warren King. Oh, that's another one I'd like to get. Tales of Chinatown, look at that. Sax Rohmer. 10 stories of macabre mystery by the creator of the famous Dr. Fu Manchu. That looks brilliant. That is really, really nice. 1950. Rudolf Belaraski. Wow. Loves of a Girl Wrestler. A Terror in the Ring. A Tigress in the Boudoir. Mauled, manhandled, exhibited before lusting eyes. This lovely creature fought depravity and disgrace at the hands of bone-crushing men and passionate Amazons. Oh, you couldn't make it up, could you? Wow, wow, wow. The Gay Bandit of the Border, Tom Gill. He fought for justice with blazing guns. 1949, Western there. Nice jacket. Exotic novels, Divorce Bait, James Clayford. Not even the happiest of married men could be faithful. She's a temptress, eh? 1949. Run Tough, Run Hard, Carson Bingham. A high voltage story of violence and vice among overprivileged teenagers. 1961, Ray Johnson. No Time for Marriage, when a one-man woman plays the field. 1951, that one. Boy Chaser, the shocking story of a young girl who hunted for thrills. Look at that, that's a nice busy cover. 1954, Artist Unknown. Wild Parties, Max Leaf. Amorous escapades backstage and along the gay white way. 1950. We're getting near the end now. Muscle Boy, Bud Clifton. They got their kicks from forbidden feats of strength. Okay. Robert Maguire cover there, very famous artist. Zip Gun Angels, a powerful story of teenage girls who fight recklessly for life and love. Albert Quant, wow. Ray Peace, guy's about to be beaten up by those young girls. Tender-hearted Harlot. Rainbow number 125. Suspense, passion and violence in the gambling joints and honky-tonks of the Frisco waterfront. Couldn't make it up, could you? Bernard Benton, 1952. Biology A, Brad Kent. This is a British one here, Curtis Books. 1954, yeah, it's a British sort of science fiction fantasy one. Hot Lips, Jack Hanley. Warren King, 1952. Sailor's Luck, Basil Heater. When he hit town, all the babes were waiting. 1953. Try to Forget Me, Virginia Nielsen. A Golden Willow Romance. 1946, William Milanchik. Well, that's quite arty. Reno Tramp, Florence Stonebreaker. Author of Flirting Eyes and Flesh is Weak. She gave her charms to the highest bidder. That old story, eh? George Gross, 1951. It's Love I'm After, Florence Eberhard, A Golden Willow Romance. A very nice painted jacket then, 1946, Paul H. Stone. And the last one we got is Fast, Loose and Lovely. Let love come first, last and always. 1950 and George Gross again. Well, there we are. I think they're fantastic. They're really good fun to have a look through those. Now, as I said, I've got just over half of them. I had no idea that they'd released another load, almost another couple of hundred since then. So I'm going to try and track down those, and I'll do them in a future video. So there you go. Hope you've enjoyed looking through those vintage postcards today. I certainly have. If you have enjoyed it, do please give the video a thumbs up. Do please hit that subscribe button for regular vintage paperback content, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye.